Number 41 and 42 remind me of 27 through 30. You can go back to your review and check those. All the same notes apply. I'm looking for a starting value. I'm looking for some starting value A and a common multiplier B. Well, it's very easy to see that my A value in this case is 8. I'm starting at 8. My 0 value is 8. My common multiplier, well, it's much easier to see it when you write this in a table, kind of like number 42. So I need you to convert this into an XY table. 0, 8, 1, 4, and so on. And I notice that my x's are consistently plus 1, which is good. And my common multiplier here, well, it's a divide by 2. Let's just double check. Divide by 2. And this is where, again, I would make sure that it was indeed dividing and not subtracting, right? So it could subtract by 4. Subtract by 4 again would be 0, but I'm not there. So it is divide by 2 consistently. And my divide by 2 is going to magically turn into times a fraction. Times what fraction? Times 1/2, which means that my B value is 1/2. The only thing left to do is write your final answer. Y equals 8, 1/2 raised x. We can even check it. You put in a 0, turns into a 1 times 8 is 8. Put in a 1, turns into a half. 8 times half is 4. Check, check. Okay, now this one, fortunately, they already gave us the table. These are increasing by 1s. Now, I don't know if it's very clear to you, partly because of the decimal, partly because it's not a nice integer multiplier. So we're going to use the rule second divide by first, and that works for any two pairs. So I'm going to focus on these two pairs and these two y values. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, well, 1.8 over 0.6. I'm going to take out my calculator. I'm going to double check. What is 1.8 divided by 0.6? And I get 3. So it turns out it is a nice integer. I'm going to check my second pair. So I'm going to check 5.4 over 1.8. And my last pair, 16.2 and 5.4, because it's very possible, likely even, that you are going to see one of these where the answer is, well, it's not an exponential function. And you should be prepared for an answer like that. And it turns out when you do the second over first rule, they all have a common multiplier of 3. And now if it went 3, 3, 2, then I would be concerned. I would double check my work. But if it's all right, I would say, well, it's not exponential. So this tells me what my B value is. It is 3 consistently. Now my 0 value, well, that's a little different. I don't have a 0 term, right? Here I had a 0, 8. I had a 0, 8 expressed in a table form. Well, I don't have a 0, 8. It starts at 1. So what I need to do is I need to go backwards. I need to go backwards to get my 0 term. Well, let's see. In order to go backwards, I simply need a -1. In order to go backwards this way, well, if I went times by 3, common multiplier, remember, I went times by 3 to go to the right, go to the left, you have to, that's right, divide by 3. So I'm going to take this A value is going to be whatever I get when I do 0.6 divided by 3, and it turns out that I get 0.2. So taking these two things together, I have a y equals 0.2 times 3 raised x as your final answer.